Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's live stream. I am going to be your host for today, Daniel Armstrong. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the YouTube Play Red channel, where we have a very, very exciting clash here on Monday night LaLiga football live action. We have Real Mallorca facing up against Sevilla here at the Samu Stadium, where, to say the least, we have a very exciting fixture. We have two teams both fighting for those 3 points to crawl away from that relegation zone, and I think a night full of plenty of goals. So let's just get right into it and let's talk about the last matchup for Real Mallorca. But before we do that, make sure, if you are new to the YouTube Play Red channel, you do subscribe, you leave a like, and you turn push notifications on. Also, make sure to follow us on our social media pages for more daily updates on the squad. Now, talking about last week out for Real Mallorca, it was a very disappointing one where they lost 3-0 away versus Atlético de Madrid in the La Liga. Goals came from Alexander Sorloth, an own goal by David Lopez, and a late strike from Thiago Almada, as Atlético controlled much of the game and finished strong. Real Mallorca struggled to create chances and couldn't reduce the deficit, leaving them still near the bottom at the table, while Atleti climbed to the top spots. So, a bit of a tough loss last time out for Real Mallorca. You know, I think a match that most Real Mallorca fans didn't expect Real Mallorca to get a result from, but it wasn't just a bad result, it was also a bit of a disappointing performance. Up until about the 60th minute, I think everything was going well, but I think it just went downhill when David Lopez scored that accidental own goal. And overall, a disappointing result and a comfortable win for Atlético de Madrid. It was 40% possession for Real Mallorca, with 6 shots, only managing to get 1 on target. And for Atlético de Madrid, we had 16 shots in total and 7 on target. So again, a dominant performance for Atlético de Madrid. They were in control of the match, but again, in the first half, it was a really good result for Real Mallorca. They were playing well, but they just couldn't manage to get away with it. Now, if we talk about form from both of these sides, Real Mallorca have won 1 out of their last 5 matches, and Sevilla have also won 1 out of their last 5 matches. I think today we're looking at two sides that are in a bit of a similar position and a bit in similar form. I think it's going to be a really, really exciting one, because again, if you had to pick and choose a team out here today, I just don't think you could guess what would happen. It's two teams that are in similar positions on the table. Recent form has been very similar from these two, and even stats like goals conceded and goals scored has also been very, very similar from these two teams. We're going to talk about those stats afterwards. So again, we have two teams in very, very similar positions and two teams that really, really need those 3 points. And before we talk about what the 3 points would mean for both of them, we're first going to take a look at last week out for Sevilla, where they managed to get a very impressive result, winning 2-1 over Atletico Bilbao. So Sevilla did earn a narrow home win in their latest La Liga fixture, coming from behind after Atletico Bilbao took the lead. Beke managed to equalize before halftime, and Akor Adams converted a penalty in the second half to secure the victory. Sevilla did control the game and grabbed all of the 3 points to lift their confidence and move up the table. So again, a huge result last time out for Sevilla, beating a decent team like Atletico Bilbao at home as well. A really, really important one for Sevilla, and they will be coming to this match with a bit of confidence after performing that great result. And on the other hand, Real Mallorca losing 3-0 to Atletico de Madrid maybe won't be as confident. But, you know, of course, the last time Real Mallorca played at Son Moix, it was a hat-trick by Vedat Muriqi, and they also beat Atletico Bilbao. So we're looking at two teams that just come from beating Atletico Bilbao at home. Vedat Muriqi with the hat-trick last time at the Son Moix Stadium. He'll be the player to look out for, I think, for this Sevilla side. They'll be having to keep an eye on him, the dangerous pirate. And yeah, I think we're going to have a really close one out here today. I think it's going to be full of goals. I think it's going to be full of attacking scenarios from both teams. And one thing I do know is that it's going to be really exciting. Now, what would the 3 points mean for either of these sides? Well, let's get right into that, as Real Mallorca are currently sitting at 18th place with 21 points on the table, meaning they've drawn 6 matches, they've won 5, and they've lost 10. Currently sitting Real Mallorca in that relegation zone, in a place where they do not want to be, in a place where realistically they just shouldn't be. It's not like Real Mallorca to be in that relegation zone with the performances they've putting in the last few years. You know, they've been really, really positive results. We've seen almost European football. We've seen a Copa del Rey final, only lost on penalties. We've seen a top 10. We've seen so many big things within the last few seasons for Real Mallorca, and I can tell you this, that in the relegation zone, that is not where Real Mallorca belongs. So they have to start to get the points to crawl out of there, and Jacob Arrasate has to start to turn this team around and take it in the right direction. So the 3 points for Real Mallorca would mean a lot, as they would help them crawl out of the relegation zone. And for Sevilla, who are currently sitting at 14th place with 24 points on the table, meaning they've won 7, they've drawn 3, and they've lost 11. So just 3 points ahead of Real Mallorca is Sevilla on 24 points, Real Mallorca on 21. So the 3 points for Sevilla would also be huge to crawl away from that relegation zone, as if Real Mallorca took the 3 points, they would overtake Sevilla, and Sevilla would start dropping lower. So again, we have 2 teams close to that relegation zone. One of them is in, the other isn't, just by 3 points. You know, both of these sides need the 3 points to crawl away from the relegation zone, and both of them need the 3 points to gain confidence to get back into the LaLiga division. It's 2 teams in similar positions, in similar forms. It's going to be a really, really exciting one out here, I can tell you that. Now, if we talk about the last time that these 2 sides did face each other, so in their last meeting on October the 18th of 2025, Real Mallorca pulled off a strong away performance at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium, coming from behind after going 1-0 down to win 3-1. Vedat Muriqi equalized early in the second half, and Mateo Joseph scored twice to secure the victory and give Mallorca an important 3 points. So a massive result the last time that these 2 sides did face each other. It was away at the Pizjuan Stadium. Today it's at the Samu Stadium, which, you know, should be an even bigger leverage for Real Mallorca. And, you know, if they manage to get a 3-1 victory last time out playing away at that stadium, then they should manage to get a victory out here today at this one. And I think that's a really important thing to look at, as the last time that these 2 sides faced each other is that result. I mean, Real Mallorca winning 3-1 at the Pizjuan Stadium. And that was only back in October, so it wasn't long ago at all. It really says what Real Mallorca can do and what they are capable of doing, and I really think they can put in a good performance today. I think it's going to be harder. I think they're going to struggle more compared to last time, just because of how the results have been going, how the season's been going, and some of the confidence in some of those players. So I think it's going to be a difficult one, but I definitely think they should pull this off. They should be pulling this off, and I think Real Mallorca are the favourites to get the 3 points out here today. And again, as I've been mentioning, 2 teams very similar in form, in results, and on the table. But I think there's one main thing that separates these 2 sides, and it's the amount of goals from some of these players. And one of those players is called Vedat Muriqi, the Pirates, who's currently the maximum goal scorer this season for Real Mallorca with 14 goals to his name so far. Scoring a hat-trick last time at the Samu Stadium, currently making him the 2nd maximum goal scorer in the whole of the LaLiga division at the minute. So we have a player, a striker, who's just been in absolutely brilliant form, the 2nd best striker currently for goals in the whole of the LaLiga division. And even so, the way Real Mallorca has been playing, Vedat Muriqi still managed to score 14 goals, and I mean, making him the second maximum goal scorer this season. It's just absolutely brilliant, and if it wasn't for him, you've got to question, where would Real Mallorca beaten? I mean, all of the goals for Real Mallorca practically come from this man. And if Sevilla need to watch out for one thing out there today, it's that man right there. Of course, all the credit isn't just due to him. You've got some players like Mateo Joseph on 2 goals and 2 assists. You've got Jan Virgili on 5 assists. You've got Johan Mojica on 3 assists. So some of these players also have been performing well. Some of them have been very confident. But if there is one man that they have to look out for, it's the second maximum goal scorer in the LaLiga division. It's the Pirate. It's Vedat Muriqi. On the other hand, if we look at that Sevilla lineup, if we look at those Sevilla players, the maximum goal scorer for them is Akor Adams. Currently, the maximum goal scorer for Sevilla this season with 6 goals to his name so far. So, I mean, a big difference between the Real Mallorca striker with 14 goals and the Sevilla striker with 6 goals. And I mean, it's a large amount of number. Vedat Muriqi with more than double than the amount of goals of Sevilla's striker. But even so, both of these sides are, sitting in very similar positions. Even so, with that stat, Sevilla are still 3 points above Real Mallorca. And it sort of just tells you how it's been going for Real Mallorca and how the season is resulting to be. And, it's just really not good. We've had a lot of controversy in the last weeks, maybe I'd say in the last month as well. The fans, the people, lots of questions for Jacob Arrasate recently, the Real Mallorca manager. And, can you really blame these fans? Can you really blame the people for being upset? I don't really think you can, because the excuses, they just haven't been good enough this season for Real Mallorca. And I mean, for a talented squad like this, they've not gotten worse than last year. They've gotten better. They've made better signings. They've got better players. Lots of these players are still the same ones, but just even in better form this season, yet they're just doing 10 times worse, and they're sitting in relegation. And there's lots of questions being raised for Jacob Arrasate, and I think he has to change something soon. And if he doesn't, I just think it won't be looking good for him. And I think a result out here today, I think depending on what result will come out, I think it could lead to certain actions being made within the next few days, depending on what happens out here today for Real Mallorca. And of course, we saw the recent controversy, if you have been seeing that within the last week, with Vedat Muriqi. The club apparently not happy with him, and some of the people not happy with him with some of the words he said. But again, for me, you just can't blame him. I mean, he's a man in such good form in the team. It's going the way it's going. And there's just some things, whether it's in the dressing room, whether it's a personal problem with the players, but something is just not going right at the minute at Real Mallorca, and it needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Or I think Real Mallorca could be looking at potential relegation by the end of the season if it keeps on going the way it is. If nothing changes, then it will be going like that. And I think players like the name of Vedat Muriqi will most certainly be heading out the door if Real Mallorca aim for relegation, or if it keeps on going in the way that it's going. So, yeah, just a really negative season so far at the minute. Lots of things needs to change. There are some positives. There has been some good results, and we've seen some players in brilliant form in the squad. So there are some positives, but again, I think things need to change very, very soon at this club. And if not, I think certain actions will be made within the next up-and-coming weeks. Now, enough talk about that. We're just about 6 minutes and a half away from kickoff here at the San Mas Stadium. Soon we'll see the Real Mallorca players and the Sevilla players getting ready to line up in the tunnel and head out to that pitch. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about a few more things that we have to. And as you can see on your screen here at the Sanma Stadium, a bit of a fire show going on before kickoff. And we can see the fans settling in. Excuse me. Sorry for sneezing there, everybody. But we can see the fans settling in here at the Sanma Stadium. A bit of a fire show. We can see the flags waving around, and I think those Real Mallorca players will need to feel the support out there today. I think they will feel the support. Because again, it's just such an important match for Real Mallorca. It's such an important 3 points, and depending on the result out here today, depending on what happens, it could mean a lot of things. It could change a lot of things. And it's just been such a negative season so far. A result out here today would mean everything for this Real Mallorca side, as it would for the Sevilla side. So a bit of a fire show going on at the Sanma Stadium. And in the meantime, we're going to look at some things. And if we look at the last 5 matchups between these two sides, Real Mallorca have won 2 of them. Sevilla have won 1, and 2 of them were a draw. So every time these two sides face each other, it's either Real Mallorca or a draw. Sevilla not getting as many results as they would like to in these 2 matchups. And as a matter of fact, I think something that's interesting to me here is that Sevilla have conceded 33 goals this season, identical to Real Mallorca, who have also conceded 33 goals. So both of these sides have conceded the same amount of goals, a high amount of goals. And not just that, but within the last 7 matches, Real Mallorca haven't kept a clean sheet. But also for Sevilla, in the last 7 matches, they also haven't kept a clean sheet. So again, we just have 2 sides that are identical within, on the table, with stats, with recent results. It's just so close. I think anything could happen out here today, but I think the advantage is slightly pointing towards Real Mallorca, because they're playing at home, and not just that, because last time these 2 sides played, Real Mallorca took a massive result. And I think Real Mallorca have the slighter advantage out here today, and they should be getting the result. And of course, the difference between some of these players individually, you have Vedat Muriqi with 14 goals and David Gili with 5 assists. You have players with high amounts of numbers, but in that Sevilla side, it's not as high as the Real Mallorca side. But to be fair to Sevilla, Real Mallorca have only managed to win 5 of their 21 matches played, and Sevilla have managed to win 7 of their 21 matches played. So Sevilla have won 2 more matches than Real Mallorca in the LaLiga division. But neither of these teams have kept a clean sheet in their last 13 matches combined together. So it says a lot for how it's been going for both of these sides. So just about 2.5 minutes away from kickoff now. We have the Real Mallorca players lined up in the tunnel, ready to go. And soon we'll have the Sevilla side also lining up beside them. In the meantime, we're going to take a look at the lineup for Real Mallorca. And the man between the sticks, as always, is Leo Roman, who, again, we can't say has been performing absolutely brilliantly this season. He always is a big goalkeeper. He was last season. He is this season. And I think he's just been very impressive. He just averages about 6 to 7 saves per matchup. He's been absolutely brilliant this season. Then the 2 centre-backs for Real Mallorca are Martin Valgent, as always, the captain. And beside him is going to be David Lopez, starting again for the 2nd time in a row for Real Mallorca. Usually a player we don't see that often, as Antonio Rayo is out injured. And I'll tell you what, he did score an own goal last week out against Atletico de Madrid, but he just performed so well. He put in a really good match. So I think he deserves to be starting out here today. He put in a really, really good shift up against Atletico de Madrid. And I'm glad that Jacobo Arrasate has decided to start him. On the left back, we have Johan Mojica. On the right back, we have Pablo Maffeo. The two center defensive mids are going to be Samu Costa and Omar Mascarell. On the left wing, we have Jan Virgili. On the right wing, we have Takuma Asano. The center attacking mid is going to be Sergi Darder. And the man up front, as always, with the number 7, is Vedat Muriqi. So that is the lineup for Real Mallorca. Nothing too different. I think the only thing we see that's different out here today is Takuma Asano starting for Real Mallorca on the right wing. And for me, Takuma Asano is just a player that I just think hasn't been good enough this season. And we have seen him play a few minutes, some matches. He's not started that often for Real Mallorca this season. You know, about a season or two ago, he was starting almost every match, and now he doesn't often start. And I just think maybe it's a question of confidence for Takuma Asano this season. Whenever he's in front of net or whenever he has a chance, he just doesn't look confident on the ball. He can never make the most of the opportunities he gets. And hopefully we can see him doing some damage out here today. Sevilla will be starting with 5 at the back. And the man between the sticks for Sevilla is going to be Lachodimos. The 3 centre backs are going to be Salas, Cardoso and Carmona. The left right back is going to be Suazo. Sorry, the left back is going to be Suazo and the right wing back is going to be Sanchez. The 3 midfielders are Fernandez, Mendy and Agome, and then the 2 strikers for Sevilla are Adams and Maupai. So nothing different in that Sevilla lineup, and not much different in the Real Mallorca lineup. I don't think it's a match to be experimenting out here today. Again, it's a really, really important one for both of these teams. And they'll both be chasing those 3 points out there today. So now we have the Real Mallorca squad getting ready out here, along with the Sevilla squad. And not the busiest so far that we've seen this Son Mas Stadium. Of course, on a Monday night at 9 p.m. You're just not quite sure how many fans are going to turn up. You'll either get loads of fans, or you'll either get not much. So Real Mallorca in the classic red and black, and Sevilla in the white and red. And there he is, Takuma Asano, starting on the right wing out there today. And he's got a lot to prove. So now the referee blows the whistle, and we are on the way here at the Son Mas Stadium. And right away it's going to be a kickoff for Sevilla. And they're going to take it all the way back. Right away, Real Mallorca putting on the pressure and forcing Sevilla to turn over the ball and give away a throw-in. Good start here for Real Mallorca. Passing it all the way back to Leo Roman. Here's Martin Valgent playing up forward, trying to find Vedat Muriqi, and I think that'll be the tactic for Real Mallorca out there today. Just look for Vedat Muriqi. And he is a player that's been in brilliant form this season. 14 goals, making him the second maximum goal scorer. And he's certainly a man that Sevilla will be keeping an eye on today, as Sevilla is one of the teams to concede the most goals in the LaLiga division. But of course, so are Real Mallorca. Both of these sides conceding a total of 33 goals so far. Both teams have conceded the exact amount of goals in the La Liga division this season. So Vedat Muriqi trying to play on forward. Just can't quite connect with Takuma, and it's going to be a throw-in for Sevilla. And Sevilla attempting the shot there. It's blocked and it's going to go out for a corner kick. And right away, 2 minutes in this matchup, we have the first corner awarded to Sevilla. There's Jacob Arrasate on the sidelines, the Real Mallorca manager, who's been feeling the heat recently. And you can't really blame those Real Mallorca fans for being angry, can you? As it's just not been the start to the season that they've wanted. So now putting in the cross and clearing it, it's going to be David Lopez. A brilliant match last time out for David Lopez. Carmona attempting long shots. And a good effort there from Carmona, but luckily goes right towards Leo Roman. So Ramaka trying to play it down that left-hand side. It falls to Virgili. He plays into Samu Costa, who's got plenty of room to drive forward. Here's Samu Costa. Out wide to Maffeo. Maffeo into Takuma. Takuma back to Virgili. And Virgili is going to take himself. Try and put in the low cross, and it falls to Samu Costa. What chance here? It gets taken down. And in the end, a foul for Sevilla. And a brilliant first chance there for Real Mallorca. Samu Costa just gets it just by the penalty area. He ends up stepping on Carmona, as you can see there. Obviously, it's just going for the ball. It's not intentional. But he does get there late, so the free kick awarded to Sevilla. And what a first chance that was there for Real Mallorca. And Samu Costa, he just couldn't get his first touch to work out for him. Good ball there from Sevilla to play it down into Sanchez, who's taking it on his own. Here's Sanchez, he cuts in, gets past Mojica. Sanchez! And in the end, they can't make anything from that. And Vedat Muriqi gets taken down. So it's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca. Just ends up committing the foul there. Salas on Vedat Muriqi. Just gets there late, as you can see. So now taking it quickly is Omar Mascarell. Here's Mojica into Sergi Darder. Virgili. Vedat Muriqi back to Mojica. Mojica into Muriqi, who's sitting quite deep. Not something we see often. Just trying to help his team play from out the back. And Vedat Muriqi's definitely shown to have massively improved when it comes to playing with his feet. Last season we didn't really see Vedat Muriqi, you know, coming down, helping the team play forward, putting through balls. It's not something we usually see Vedat Muriqi do, but this season, well, I mean, to say the least, he's proved to be in his prime, I would argue. 14 goals already, and more to come. Second place for the most goals so far in the LaLiga division. So now Sevilla in possession. Here's Quique Salas. Back to Cardoso. Cardoso out wide to Carmona. Taking it back to Vlachodimos. Good interception there by Samu Costa, and now Real Mallorca could have a chance. Here's Takuma Sano. And he just ends up losing it. And look at Samu Costa getting the ball back for him. And a very good start so far for Samu Costa. Taking the throw in into Sergi Dorder, who plays out to Mojica. Mojica into Gianvirgili. So here's Gianvirgili trying to put in the low cross. He finds Muriqi, who pushes it on forward. It falls to Maffeo. He's going to try and put in the cross. It falls to Gianvirgili. He's going to attempt a shot. Gianvirgili! And a brilliant save by Vlachodimos. And he just tries curling it into that bottom right corner. And Vlachodimos makes himself wide, and good save there, really good save. So now the first corner for Real Mallorca, and they're putting on the pressure so far at the home side. Here's Sergi Derder into that second post. He does find Muriqi, and the header goes off target. So a goal kick for Sevilla. And a very strong first 8 minutes so far from Real Mallorca. Look at the shot there from Gianvirgili, and the save from Vlachodimos is brilliant. And he's proved to be a star signing so far. Gianvirgili for Real Mallorca. He was signed this season where the Real Mallorca team took a chance on him, signing him from the Barcelona Academy. He hadn't even played in first division yet. And they made the signing for 3 million. And he's definitely proved to be a worthy signing, and one that Real Mallorca will be happy that they made. So now Vlachodimos in possession. Quique Salas is going to try and play a long ball forward, but he just ends up giving it to Leo Roman. Here's Leo Roman kicking up. Muriqi trying to flick on forward. It falls to Mendy in the end. Here's Mendy playing it down into Adams. What can Adams make from this? He attempts the shot. Looking for that first post, but it just goes wide for Akor Adams. So a goal kick in the end for Real Mallorca. A decent shot attempt there from Akor. And so far he's got 6 goals this season, Akor Adams. He's the maximum goal scorer for Sevilla. And I think one thing that maybe separates Real Mallorca and Sevilla is the amount of goals scored. And now Martin Valgent trying to take it forward, losing it in a dangerous position. Here's Sevilla. It's Akor Adams again. He plays out wide. Sevilla with a chance to put in the cross. And they try and put in the cross again, but it was blocked by Pablo Maffeo. So the deflection goes out, and it's going to be a corner kick for Sevilla. So now, the second corner of the match for Sevilla. And playing it short, attempting a practiced set piece. It didn't work out for them, so now Real Mallorca can break on the counter-attack, and it's Johan Mojica. He ends up slowing down, playing it into Sergi Derder. Gianbrigili doing well to get the ball back, and he's going to take it himself. Here's Gianbrigili driving forward, and he just ends up losing it. Sergi Derder commits the tackle. So in the end, a free kick for Sevilla. You can see that Muriqi wasn't happy with Gianbrigili for not playing him through, and a dangerous foul there from Sergi Derder. Does get the ball, but still a bit reckless. And some interesting players on that bench today for Real Mallorca. One of them being Justin Kalumba, the 21-year-old French winger signed from Angers SCO until June 2029. He's yet to make an appearance. He didn't make an appearance last week out versus Atletico de Madrid. He was on the bench, but he didn't end up coming on, so most likely we might be seeing a bit from him today. Also on the bench for Real Mallorca is Javier Olaizoa, a academy player for Real Mallorca, the 18-year-old who's a defender. He currently plays at Real Mallorca's academy. And the ball almost falls through there for Takuma Sano, but it was good defending in the end from Suazo. So now Sevilla still in possession. They end up giving it away down that right wing. So here's Omar Mascaré. Back to Leo Roman. Very good play there from Omar Mascaré to help play from at the back. And David Lopez is going to drive forward with plenty of room. Here's Takuma. Good pass from Takuma into Samu. Samu into Sergi Derder. Vedat Muriqi. Out wide to Johan Mojica. Mojica putting in the cross. It's cleared. And now Sevilla are in possession. Good touch there from Adams. Mendy bringing it down well. And Sevilla are going to take it back to the main centre-backs. It's Quique Salas. Out wide to Suazo. Here's Mendy. Mendy into Cardoso. And Sevilla not rushing it forward when they get the ball back. I just think they know that Real Mallorca are in control. And they maybe don't want to give the ball away too quickly. Here's Fernandez. He plays out wide to Suazo. Suazo into Adams. Here's Mendy. Agome. Sevilla just looking for a way forward. It's Suazo. Back into Gome. Falls to Mendy, who attempts the shot. It's blocked by Muriqi. Takuma Sano's going to chase the ball down, but in the end, Sevilla keep the possession. So now here comes Sevilla. Can they make anything from this? Here's Mendy. Mendy playing it down that right wing. It's a good ball. Now trying to put in the cross. Sevilla. Adams picks up the rebound. They try putting in the cross again. Good defending by Takuma Asano. And attempting the long shot is Kike Salas. It's blocked. But Sevilla still in possession. They're going to put in the cross again. Cleared in the end by Martin Valgent. And after a series of attempts there from Sevilla, it ends up going out for a corner kick. So now a corner for Sevilla, their third corner of the matchup. And Sevilla's starting to look a bit dangerous within these last few minutes. They just had quite a few series of attempts there. Real Mallorca still look like the better side so far in this first half, but they still have to keep an eye out. So they take the corner, Sevilla. It's cleared by Real Mallorca. Sevilla still in possession. Real Mallorca may be getting a bit frustrated. They just can't get the ball back now. So the ball goes all the way back to Vlachodimos. Here's Cardoso into Carmona. Carmona wide to Sanchez. Back to Carmona. Here's Mendy out wide to Sanchez. Fernandez, Sanchez, Mendy. Mendy decides to switch it down to that left hand side. Pablo Maffeo gets there first. So now Real Mallorca are in possession. Here's Omar Mascarey playing a lovely ball into Takuma, and he gets a good first touch. So now a throw in for Real Mallorca. Very good pass there from Omar Mascarey and a good first touch from Takuma. Take a look at that. It's a brilliant touch from Takuma. And again, I just think he's a player that this season has lacked a lot, maybe in confidence. He's just not been good in front of goal. So now here's Pablo Maffeo playing it into Samu Costa. He tries putting in the cross, and it's punched away from Vlachodimos. And playing it through, good pass there into Mendy. Here's Sevilla, they can break forward. And Mendy's touch, Adams' touch there, just let him down. As Mendy played a brilliant through ball into Adams. And Vedat Muriqi was just claiming a penalty there. Don't quite think there's enough on that. Looking at the replay, I think even he knew it. So now here's Leo Roman. He plays the long ball into Muriqi, who struggles to bring it down. Sergi Derder out wide to Maffeo. Maffeo playing a lovely ball into Takuma. Here's Takuma. He puts in the cross looking for Muriqi. It's cleared by Sevilla. It's going to be a throw-in. Lovely ball there from Maffeo into Takuma. Just the cross from Takuma just was a bit too short. So far he is linking up well, Takuma Asano, with the team. Here's Giambirigili. He's going to take it himself. Giambirigili, lovely skill, and he gets taken down. And the Sunmar Stadium lights up as they claim a penalty. The referee says no. We'll see a replay of that in a minute, but it was a lovely skill from Giambirigili. I'm guessing we'll see a replay until it goes out of play, but in the meantime, here's Fernandez. He's going to play out wide. Back to Fernandez. He has a chance here. Attempts a shot off. It falls to Adams, who takes the shot off. And in the end, the offside flag goes up. And the shot from Adams, I'm pretty sure it went in. But either way, it wouldn't have counted. You can see Giambirigili having a word with the referee, claiming it was a penalty. Clearly offside there from Adams. The shot didn't go in by the looks of it. Here's a look at the potential penalty. And he does make contact with him, but I think Giambirigili bumps into him. I don't think. And I can understand why the referee didn't give the penalty. I just think maybe Giambirigili falls into him instead of Sanchez committing the penalty on Jan. So I think it was the right call maybe from the referee. But either way, a close one. And of course they will check it. And they are checking it at the minute. But I'd be surprised if it was given. And in the end, the referee's going to go to VAR. And lots of times, statistically, that the referee goes to VAR, most of the times it is awarded rather than it isn't. So we will see what happens here. And here we could probably take a look at it, the challenge from Carmona on Giambirigili. And now I just think the question is, does Carmona stick his leg out on purpose to try and get the ball? Does he do it on purpose? There is obviously contact. But I just think the question is, if Giambirigili runs into him, or if Carmona does it on purpose. And in the end, it's going to be a penalty for Real Mallorca. So now, 23 minutes in here, and Real Mallorca have a chance to take the lead. A big play there from Giambirigili to get the penalty from his side. And I can already imagine who's going to step up to take it. Vedat Muriqi, I can imagine, is going to step up. So now Real Mallorca have a chance to take the lead. 24 minutes in here now. And I will say they have been the better side so far in this first half. And Samu Costa has the ball. But I don't think he'll be taking it. Surely Vedat Muriqi steps up to take this one. And I'm just guessing Samu Costa has the ball. So the players don't distract them. And there he is, Vedat Muriqi. You can see him coming up now. And he takes the ball from Samu Costa. So he's going to take the penalty. He scored 3 out of 2 penalties so far, Vedat Muriqi. And 14 goals for him this season. Can he make it 15 in the first half at the Sunmar Stadium? Vedat Muriqi up against Vlacho Dimos. Can he put it away? Can the Pirate do it for Real Mallorca? So now a tense moment in Sunmar Stadium as we await to take the penalty. Vedat Muriqi stepping up to the set piece. Can he put it away? And he does in the end. Into that bottom right corner. Vedat Muriqi puts it away to make it 1-0 at the Sonma Stadium. 25 minutes in here now. And Real Mallorca lead 1-0 up against Sevilla. The Pirate makes it 15 goals for him this season. And what a season he's having. A striker in top form. And I can't say I expected him to miss. You just knew he was going to put that away with the confidence he has this season. Places it very well. The keeper dives the wrong way. I just think Vedat Muriqi spots that very early on. He dives very, very early. Vlachodimos. I just think he dives very, very early. Vedat Muriqi spots it. Just puts it the other way. And a brilliant first goal for Real Mallorca. 15 goals for him this season. That's 5 penalties he's scored so far. So he scored 5 penalties out of the 6 he's taken, I believe. He did miss 1. And now Real Mallorca lead 1-0 at the Sonma Stadium. And Samu Costa gets taken down there by Mendy. He's doing well to keep the ball. And they end up taking him down. So it's going to be a free kick for Sevilla. Now here's Sevilla trying to take it down that right hand side. He gets taken down in the end. And it's going to be a free kick. Taking it quickly into Agome. And you can see Sevilla look keen to score one back before the end of the first half, as they're really trying to push it forward. And almost losing it there. Agome in a dangerous position. Here's Mojica. Omar Mascaray back to Leo Roman. Leo Roman taking a risk there, faking. Doing the little fake shot. He tries to pass into Mojica, but he ends up giving away a throw in. And so far, a very positive start for Real Mallorca in this first half. And they just have been the dominant side so far, I will say. Real Mallorca and attempting the shot. And a dangerous chance there for Adams. Out of nowhere, Sevilla get that chance. So a corner here. We'll take a look at the replay here. The header comes out of nowhere. Brilliant shot there from Adams. I'm not quite sure if it's a corner or not. And Leo Roman, he actually ends up saving it. Brilliant save by Leo Roman there. So the corner is taken, but it's quickly cleared by Real Mallorca. Now Sevilla passing it back. Here's Carmona. Carmona's going to drive forward. He plays out to Suazo. So now Sevilla in possession. Down this left-hand side, it's Suazo. Good ball there from Suazo into Fernandez. But it ends up being a bit too much of a heavy pass. So now a goal kick for Real Mallorca as we've hit the 30th minute marker. There's a look at the chance there again from Adams, claiming a penalty. but just not enough on that. He does very well, David Lopez, to put him off. He still gets a really good shot in. Akor Adams, but a good save from Leo Roman in the end. So now Real Mallorca are going to play from at the back, trying to play a long ball into Jan Virgili. Here's Suazo. Tries playing a through ball and he does into Maupai. And he does very well, Martin Valgent, to get the goal kick for his side as he was being pressed by Maupai. So now a goal kick for Real Mallorca. You can see Sevilla trying to put on the pressure, trying to get one back as soon as possible. But at the minute, it's just not working out for them. Taking the goal kick, and it's Leo Roman in possession. Leo Roman into Sergi Derder. Samu Costa. David Lopez clearing it. Gives a good ball into Takuma. Good play here from Real Mallorca to play from at the back. Here's Samu Costa. Here's Maffeo. And he does well, Mendy, to keep it. And he just seems to do that very well, Mendy. When it comes to keeping the ball, not losing it. He's a very good player at doing that. The free kick was awarded on the end from Samu Costa on Mendy. Sergi Derder heading on forward. Here's Suazo into Mendy. And now Sevilla in possession. It's Quique Salas. Quique Salas playing the long ball. But in the end, it goes out of play. So a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Johan Mojica to take the throw-in for Real Mallorca. Omar Mascarell clearing up forward, not taking any chances. Both teams fighting for the ball. Samu Costa ends up winning that fight. Mojica clearing it. Takuma brings it down well. Sergi Derder flick up forward. Both of these teams just struggling to keep the ball at the minute. And in the end, it's Sevilla. Keep the ball. Quique Salas trying to play it forward into Maupai. Real Mallorca get the ball back. Here's Vedat Muriqi playing out wide into Jan Virgili. Jan Virgili is going to take it himself. Tries putting in the cross, but the rebound falls to Mojica in the end. So Real Mallorca still in possession. And we've just hit the 35th minute. So 10 minutes left to go before the end of the first half. And to say the least, a very positive first half from Real Mallorca. They really do look good out there today. And Samu Costa gives away the free kick. Just takes down Suazo. You can see he doesn't agree with it. But it definitely is a foul. So now here's Sevilla. It's Quique Salas. Back to Cardoso. Here's Carmona. Cardoso. Back to Bracho Dimos. Kike Salas playing it forward. Muriqi tries to bring it down, but he can't make anything from that. Here's Mendy. Good play here from Sevilla to play from at the back. Trying to play the through ball into Ako Radams. He tries putting in the low cross, and in the end, he was offside either way, so it wouldn't have counted. And good defending from Real Mallorca. And as you can see, quite clearly offside. And it really has been a brilliant first half for Real Mallorca. It's not been the busiest first half, but it hasn't been too quiet. There's been a decent amount of action. And Real Mallorca really have been playing well. Sevilla have also had one or two chances. I think Sevilla are definitely still in this one. But Real Mallorca just have to keep their concentration. Here's Sergi Derder. Sergi Derder trying to play a long ball to find Pablo Maffeo. Doesn't work out for him in the end, and now Sevilla have it. And Omar Mascarell ends up committing the foul. A free kick for Sevilla, and still quite a decent amount of fouls for Real Mallorca. No bookings handed out yet. Luckily for Real Mallorca. And there's Alexis Sanchez on the bench. And he appears to be laughing. Despite his team being 1-0 down. Alexis Sanchez, you know, a football legend in some eyes. A player who made history in the Premier League. Who played for so many years in Arsenal before he made his move to Man United. And he has proved to be an important player for Sevilla last season and this season. But still, he's having a laugh on the bench while his team are losing 1-0 down. They end up committing the foul again, Real Mallorca, and this time it's Martin Valgent. They take it quickly and play out wide to Suazo. And they commit another foul, Real Mallorca. Taking Fernandez down as Samu Costa, and he is lucky to not have received a yellow card yet, to not have received a booking. He's committed quite the amount of fouls. I think the referee's being nice. There's not a lot in that tackle, in that challenge, but it's the fact that he's committed quite a few. So now with potentially dangerous set-piece play for Sevilla. 5 minutes left to go before the end of the first half. And is cleared by Mojica and ends up going into the hands of Leo Roman. You can see unintentional pass back to the keeper, so he can pick it up in the end. Ramaka clearing up forward. Samu Costa brings it down to Omar Mascarell. Muriqi brings it down to Samu Costa. Good play from Real Mallorca. Here's Pablo Maffeo losing it in a dangerous position. Here comes Sevilla down this right hand side. It's Sanchez. He's going to put in the cross. It's cleared by Martin Valgent. Here's Adams. He plays into Agome. Agome out wide to Sanchez. Here's Carmona switching it down that left-hand side. And Suazo brings it down well. Here's Suazo. Into Cardoso. Carmona down to Suazo. Here's Sanchez now. And he gets taken down by Gianvirgili. So a dangerous free kick now for Sevilla. And you can see what Gianvirgili thinks about that decision. But he does pull on his arm, as you can see. So just about 3 minutes left before the end of the first half, plus whatever's added on of extra time. And Sevilla have a dangerous set piece to potentially bring it back for them. Taking the shot off. And Sanchez just attempted the shot instead of putting in the cross there from a difficult angle. It almost worked out for him. So now Sevilla to take the throw in. Here's Fernandez. Fernandez gets taken down. It's Gianvirgili playing into Mojica. Mojica into Samu Costa. Here's Vedat Muriqi, who gets taken down. So another chance now for Mallorca to take it forward. Here's Martin Valgent. Martin Valgent kicking it up. And a dangerous foul there committed by Omar Mascarell. And he's going to receive a yellow card. And you can see the referee just tells him also for the one earlier. So now he's going to receive a yellow card. Just gets there late and commits the foul. There it is there. Commits the foul, the tackle on Sanchez. It's definitely the right decision, I think, from the referee. And trying to play up forward is Sevilla. They end up getting in a bit of a scruff there. They're luckily not to have gave it away, Sevilla. They just bump into each other. Carmona and Cardoso. And clearing it. Dealing with the danger there, David Lopez, and we're just about to reach the 45th minute. So far, a good first half for Real Mallorca. A decent first half for the neutrals as well. Not the busiest, but not the quietest. We've had a few chances from both sides. Trying to put in the cross, Sevilla. Leo Roman leaps up and clears it. Johan Mojica dealing with the danger. He clears up forward too. And Real Mallorca, they just don't want to make any silly mistakes before the end of the first half. And in the end, there's going to be 4 minutes added on of extra time before the end of the first half. So still 4 minutes left to go. Here's Martin Valgent. He plays into Jan. And losing in a dangerous position. Now Sevilla can break forward. Here's Maupai. He takes the shot off. And what a goal that is there from Maupai to equalize the match for Sevilla. And Real Mallorca just lost the possession there in a very dangerous position. It was Muriqi who loses the ball in their own half of the pitch. Sevilla break on the counter-attack. And Maupai just slots into that top left corner. What a shot on his right foot. It's a brilliant goal from Sevilla, but a really bad loss from Real Mallorca. It's a silly mistake. What a goal. The shot from Maupai is brilliant. There's, just no saving that. No chance. Right into that top left corner. What a shot from Maupai. And a really bad mistake from Real Mallorca. In the added time, before the end of the first half, Muriqi and Omar Mascarell, they just get in a bit of a mix-up. They lose it in a dangerous position. And I mean, just look at the faces of some of the people in there. They can't quite believe it. As Real Mallorca were playing so well, and it's just such a big mistake to give away. So now Omar Mascarell losing it again in a very dangerous position. That's the second time he's done that now. So Sevilla equalizing in the added time before the end of the first half. A brilliant shot by Maupai and a really bad mistake from Real Mallorca to give the ball away there. It has been a positive first half, but that goal is going to take a toll on them, on Real Mallorca. It's a shame to give away such an easy goal. And by the looks of it, they'll be going into that dressing room all square. Both sides with one goal. Both sides at the minute taking home a point each. And such a shame, because Real Mallorca were proving to be the stronger side in that first half. It really has been a good first half from Real Mallorca. But Sevilla have slowly been pushing to get the equalizer, and when Real Mallorca slipped up and made a mistake, they made the most of it. So now here's David Lopez going up against Akor Adams. They end up clearing it, Real Mallorca. Here's Samu Costa, gets taken down. And we've hit the 49th minute. There's a look at the goal again. It's Fernandez who gets the ball back for Sevilla. And Omar Mascarell and Muriqi, they just get in a mix-up, they lose it. And then Fernandez, he gives the through ball to Maupai. Maupai drives forward and commits a brilliant shot into that top left corner. So now Vlacho Dimos gets his hands on the ball. And any minute now the referee will blow the whistle for the end of the first half, and he does so. So that is going to be the end of the first half here at the Son Mas Stadium. Vedat Muriqi with the first goal from the penalty spot. And then Maupai getting the equalizer in the added time before the end of the first half. Muriqi did well to get the penalty for Real Mallorca, and Vedat Muriqi put it in that bottom right corner. it was a brilliant first half for Real Mallorca. They were doing well. They were proving to be the better side, but Sevilla started to slowly creep in just before the end of the first half. They did have a lot of the possession, and they were starting to get a few chances, slowly creeping up. And just look at the possession-wise. I mean, it's 37% possession for Real Mallorca and 63% for Sevilla. And I mean, looking at those stats, you would think that Sevilla are by far the better side, but it's definitely not been the case. You know, I think Real Mallorca really have been good in this first half. But when they took the lead, I just think slowly after that they started to get maybe a bit too comfortable. They started to lose the concentration. And I think what happened is they started to defend more than they were attacking after they scored, because they wanted to keep the lead after they got the first goal. But I just think when they do that, they allow Sevilla to get back in it. They give them too much room and they start going forward. I think they need to consistently attack Real Mallorca. Again, they've proven to be a good side. They've proven for me to be better, and there's still a whole second half to go. We'll see what they have for us to show. Again, Sevilla are starting to look very good. Real Mallorca have to stay on their toes. And yeah, we're going to go on a quick break, and we'll be back very, very shortly for the second half. So do not go anywhere, and we will see you very, very soon.
Somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
Pues ya estamos aquí de nuevo preparados para que arranque la segunda parte de esta jornada 22 entre el Real Club Deportivo Mallorca y el Sevilla. 1-1 es lo que refleja ahora mismo el marcador. Ha marcado Vedat Muriqi pues de penalti y luego Mopé ha puesto el empate en el marcador prácticamente en el filo del descanso. No hay cambios ni por parte del Real Club Deportivo Mallorca ni por parte del Sevilla, pero eso nos lo va a decir mejor un hombre que ya está sentado en su taburete, un hombre que se pone ahora el pinganillo, un hombre que coge el micro, lo va a encender, Damián. ¿Hay cambios o no hay cambios?
La has descrito a la perfección, Lloré.
Ya te veía, te estaba mirando de reojo, ¿eh?
Me imaginaba. Pues no hay cambio, los mismos 22 protagonistas sobre el terreno de juego.
Pues los mismos 22 protagonistas, Yuk, s'afició mentre aquest descans...
Welcome back to of this second half here at the Sanma Stadium, where currently Real Mallorca and Sevilla both have a goal each, and currently, as it stands here, it's all square. It started off early off with Real Mallorca getting a penalty where Jan Virgili managed to do so for his team, and Vedat Muriqi stepping up to the spot and putting it away into that bottom right corner. 15 goals for him this season, but again, just before the end of the first half, in extra time before the referee blew his whistle, Sevilla managed to get to equalizer with a brilliant goal from Maupay. So all square here at the Sanma Stadium, and right away we have the start of the second half. It was a positive start for Real Mallorca in that first half. Sevilla, I think, started to take control a bit of the matchup. About in those last 10 minutes, they started to have the ball quite a bit, and they were slowly building it up. They didn't look too dangerous, but for me, Real Mallorca were the better side for the majority of the first half. But now I think Sevilla have taken control, They managed to get a goal just before the end of the first half, which of course gives them a big possibility to get back into this one. And now it is all square at the Son Moss Stadium. I just think Real Mallorca, the mistake for them was, I think when they scored, when there was about 10 minutes left to go, I just think they started to hold back. They started to defend too much to try and not give away a goal before the end of the first half. And I think when they don't attack, when they don't go forward, they give Sevilla the chance to keep the ball and to let them go forward. And I just think that's where the mistake was today for Real Mallorca. And of course, it was a really poor slip-up between Gianvirgili and Omar Mascarell that lost the ball in their own half of the pitch. And it allowed Sevilla to break on the counter-attack and to score the equalizer. So now, a throw-in for Sevilla. And a whole second half to go, so we'll see what it has in store for us. Here's Leo Roman. He's going to play it up forward. Muriqi heads on down to Sergi Derder, playing out wide to Gianvirgili. Gianvirgili playing out to Samu Costa. And a poor giveaway there from Samu Costa. I thought he was going to hit it, but in the end he tried to play it into Muriqi, and it was a poor pass in the end. And Martin Valgen just getting away with that one. And it's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Here's Omar Mascarell into Vedat Muriqi. He ends up committing the foul on Mendy. And Mendy, for me, he's just a brilliant player when it comes to keeping the ball and not losing the possession. I've not seen him lose that ball even once. He does very, very well to keep it. By the looks of it, we have Mateo Joseph warming up already in the 48th minute, so maybe Jacob Arrasate could be looking to make a substitution very soon. Good pass there from Leo Roman into Takuma. Omar Mascarell helps Takuma Sano out as he was about to lose it. Back to Leo Roman. Here's Sergi Derder. Sergi Derder playing into Takuma. Here's Takuma playing it back. He finds Sergi Derder. Sergi Derder plays into Muriqi. And how is that not gone in for Real Mallorca? What a chance it was there. The touch from Sergi Derder is just a bit too heavy. And the keeper gets the tiniest touch on it. It's a good pass from Takuma and a good run. There it is there. It just falls short. And it gives time for Carmona to get there and clear it. What a chance it was for Real Mallorca. And a very good build-up play from Sergi Derder and Takuma Sano. The referee says that Suazo has to go out due to the rules. He's going to have to go out of play until the medics check on him and make sure he is okay. So now Real Mallorca to take the corner, putting into that second post. Muriqi heads on forward and a big save by Vlacho Dimos. What a save that was there. A good header from Vedat Muriqi. Just think it could have been maybe... It was just going in. It's a brilliant header. It couldn't be any better. And a big save from Vlacho Dimos. So now another corner for Real Mallorca. This time into that first post. It's cleared, but it falls back to Sergi Derder, who puts in the cross again into the second post, but it just goes over everyone. So it's going to be a goal kick for Sevilla. There's a look at the header again. What a save. It's a really good header.
Tocado para Cardoso, Carmona, todo esto pasando en zona defensiva, lejos de la portería de Roman, ahora termina errando el Sevilla y buena presión del Mallorca que esto lo...
So now taking the goal kick is Blacho Dimos. And Mujica clearing it. They can't bring it down. But in the end, it's going to be a free kick for Sevilla. 51 minutes in here now. And Real Mallorca starting to look a lot better now in the second half. I think for a moment there, Sevilla in the first half started to take quite a bit of control in this matchup. But now it just looks like Real Mallorca starting to get the control back again for them, as they've already had two very dangerous chances in this second half. Here's Muriqi playing a lovely ball into Gianbirigili. Gianbirigili cuts in. This is brilliant from Gianbirigili. Attempts a shot, and in the end, it falls to Samu Costa, and he puts it into the back of the net. And what a goal that is there from Real Mallorca. And it's Samu Costa who takes the lead for Real Mallorca here at the Sanmar Stadium. 52 minutes in here now, and Real Mallorca have taken the lead, and the Sanmar Stadium is absolutely buzzing. A brilliant assist from Gianbirigili. That's 6 assists for him this season. Of course they will be checking, I think, for offside. And I think it will be looked at. We'll take a look at the replay here. Good pass there from Vedat Muriqi into Gianbirigili, who just does so well. He cuts in, gets past 1, gets past 2, takes the shot off, clearly not offside. The rebound falls perfectly to Samu Costa. The deflection from Mendy, it just falls so perfectly for Samu Costa. All he has to do is tap it in. And as you can see from the replay, no offside. So the goal is going to stand, and Real Mallorca lead 2-1 here at the Sanmar Stadium. And that's 4 goals for him this season, Samu Costa. And plenty of rumours been going around about him recently for potentially a big move to a big club. And now, by the looks of it, Real Mallorca are going to be making their first substitution. Takuma Sano's going to be coming off, and coming on is going to be Antonio Sanchez. I think a better performance from him out there today, Takuma Sano. He's not been at his best form this season, but I think out there today, he did put in a decent performance. And now Antonio Sanchez coming on to replace him. So that's the first substitution made for Real Mallorca. The first substitution made in the whole matchup, actually. And a brilliant start to this second half it's been for Real Mallorca. It's been a very positive second half. They've been in control in every moment. They created 2 dangerous big chances, and then eventually on the third one they got the goal. And I just think now that they've got to lead, I think they have to keep on going for it, keep on going for more goals. Because I just think when they sit back and they get too comfortable, I think that's when they give away the lead every time.
Resultado justo.
Pero queda mucha.
Pero
So now here's Mendy.
Nos tenemos relajados
eso es.
porque hemos bajado pistón en el otro
Carmona
primera parte y
playing into Mendy.
se meten.
Mendy into Sanchez. Sanchez back to Carmona.
El que sí que llega Sergi Darde, rodeado de dos jugadores. Sale perfectamente Sergi Darde, el mago de Arta, bailando con el cuero. Hacia
Here's Vlacho Dimos.
el colombiano en largo buscando
He's going to play up forward.
Samu Costa, que no llega.
Omar Mascaré
Hablando
trying to bring it down. In the end, here's Sevilla. They can break forward,
Peque, protegiendo el balón.
but it doesn't work out for them.
Valgen sigue
Sergi Darder
el balón del Sevilla.
back to Martin Valgent. Martin Valgent into Johan Mojica.
Más feo, ¿eh?
Sí, sí, demasiado impresionante, pero se veía. Estaba
They give it in the way in the end.
pero David López ahí
So now Mendy in possession. And again,
hace un pase.
they try and take the ball off of Mendy every time, but he does so well to keep it.
Mira, David López aquí lo vemos.
And Sevilla end up losing it. Here's Sergi Darder skipping past one.
Mirando el balón.
Does very well.
Será un poco mejor que no llegue el pase. La suerte de que quita fuera juego, pero no podemos permitir esto.
Otra vez a Cor jugando entre líneas. Al final no le ha salido bien esta vez. La primera parte ha sido con un disparo al lateral de la red de Leo Román.
And free ball here into Adams. A very good tackle there from Pablo Maffeo. Either way, it was offside, so it wouldn't have counted. But a good challenge from Pablo Maffeo. Very narrowly, just offside. Akar Adams, he had a chance there. The tackle from Pablo Maffeo is brilliant. By the looks of it, Sevilla are going to be making 2 substitutions now. Here's a look at the second goal. Meanwhile, Jambrigili, look at the dribbling from him. He skips past 1, he skips past 2. It's really good from the youngster. He attempts the shot off. Luckily for Ramirez, the deflection falls to Samu Costa. It's a brilliant goal. Now the ball goes out of play. And in the end, a throw-in for Sevilla. The 2 substitutions are getting ready to come on for Sevilla.
Así es un doble cambio. Uno de los que se marcha es Juanlu y el otro que se marcha es Peque. Quien entra es Eyuke, extremo, con el número 21.
So now attacking down that right-hand side, it's Sanchez. He's got Carmona overlapping him. He takes it on his own in the end. Here's Sanchez trying to play it through the middle. Martin Valgent dealing with the danger. Now they'll play it down the left-hand side, putting in the cross. And he just slips as he tries to put in the cross there, Maupai, and it goes out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. So now the 2 substitutions are going to be made for Sevilla. Alexis Sanchez coming on, and also coming on is going to be Ejuke. So Ejuke replacing Juanlu Sanchez. And then Alexis Sanchez replacing Peque Fernandez. So those are the 2 substitutions made there. Peque Fernandez coming off and coming on Alexis Sanchez. And then also coming on for Sevilla is Ejuke. And Sevilla trying to play from at the back, but Real Mallorca putting on good pressure, so a throw in for Real Mallorca. It's Johan Mojica playing into Muriqi, who passes it on to Sergi Darder. Mojica trying to put in the cross, but just miscalculates that, so a throw in for Sevilla.
Pero es un jugador que rinde más por la banda izquierda que por la banda, porque le gusta entrar dentro, que es muy rápido y muy hábil con el balón. lo que vi muchos partidos
And looking at the replay there, a bit of a
banda izquierda.
conflict between the ball boy and the goalkeeper for Sevilla.
Que sabe que su equipo necesita pólvora arriba y es lo que ha hecho con estos dos cambios. Peque al banquillo, Juanlu también al banquillo, Alexis Sánchez y Yuke al terreno de juego.
And you can see Jacob Arrasate from the sidelines giving his team instructions as there's just about 30 minutes left to go. Poor giveaway there from Samu Costa, trying to clear the ball. Sevilla take the throw in quickly, looking for Adams. Martin Valgent dealing with the danger. Another throw in for Sevilla. Adams claiming he got fouled there. Referee doesn't award it. So now we're throwing for Carmona. Trying to play it on forward. Here's Adams. And in the end, the offside flag goes up. So the ball is going to go to Real Mallorca. Brilliant second half so far from Real Mallorca, I will say. You know, compared to that first half, when they took the lead, I just think they lost their concentration a little bit, Real Mallorca. But in this second half, they've taken the lead again. And they're still looking very, very strong. They just have to keep that up until the full-time whistle. Maybe even try go for another one. Samu Costa is on the ground here. The medics are keeping an eye on him. And hopefully nothing wrong with him, as he has scored a goal out there today. He's been a really, really important player for Real Mallorca this season. Not just this season, but last season too. Again, some big clubs keeping an eye on Samu Costa. Lots of rumours going around. And I wouldn't be surprised. He really is a brilliant player. And he's got lots of talent with him. I think offensively and defensively, he's very, very strong in both aspects. So now Samu Costa is back on the pitch. And he is going to be okay in the end. Now Sevilla in possession. It's Ejuke performing a good play down this right wing. Ejuke trying to put in the cross, and Leo Roman can't manage to keep it. Luckily, Pablo Maffeo was there, and he did enough to keep a ball away from the net. And it's going to be a corner for Sevilla. A dangerous chance there to get the equalizer. So now Alexis Sanchez to put in the cross for Sevilla. And he puts it into that first post. And Real Mallorca defending it very well. Here's a look at the replay there again. Leo Roman, he's just not sure what he should do. He does get a little touch on it, but it almost falls perfectly to Alexis Sanchez. Good clearance by Pablo Maffeo. Now Sevilla taking the throw in. Here's Maffeo. He does well, Pablo Maffeo. Plays into Antonio Sanchez. And he ends up losing it. So now Sevilla in possession. Here's Mojica up against Ejuke, who's having a brilliant match so far. He tries playing it down that right wing into Carmona, but in the end puts a bit too much weight on that pass. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Samu Costa clearing it. And going out of play, it's going to be a throw-in.
Suazo que no lo termina de ver claro. Otra vez para Quique Salas devolviendo el balón. El Sevilla tocando hacia Mendy.
So now Johan Mojica.
Yuke que continúa con el balón cabalgando, abriendo para Suazo. Suazo en 3/4 de campo, levanta el periscopio, más de Suazo que la pone para Alexis.
Playing it back. Sevilla still in possession. 24 minutes left to go here now. And Real Mallorca currently in the lead, 2-1. Samu Costa getting the second goal for Real Mallorca. It's been a brilliant second half from Real Mallorca. Sevilla are starting to get a bit of the possession. And I think that's just sort of what happened in the first half. Real Mallorca started off better. They looked a lot better. They took the lead, but then Sevilla started to keep the possession. Then they eventually got the equalizer. And now it sort of seems like deja vu. Sevilla are starting to keep the possession ever since Real Mallorca took the lead. Now here's Ejuke attempting the shot. It's blocked by Samu Costa. Here's Maupai who gets a touch. He's free into the box. Maupai. And in the end, nothing comes from that. And it's going to be a goal kick for Real Mallorca.
Ataca el Sevilla. De primera se devuelven a Suazo, el capitán. Suazo para que combine Alexis. Alexis para Suazo. Tiene Mendy.
There's the chance from earlier. The cross from Ejuke. It's calculated very, very well. You could just see there, Alexis Sanchez. He gets the shot on. It's going in. Just not enough power on it. Pablo Maffeo manages to clear it on time. So now Sevilla in possession as Leo Roman couldn't find anyone with that goal kick. Can they make anything from this? Alexis Sanchez into Maupai. Here's Mendy. Mendy decides to take it down that right hand side into Carmona. Carmona looking for Ejuke. Here's Ejuke to Carmona. Carmona into Adams. He gives it to Antonio Sanchez. And he's going to try and play the long ball into Jambi Gili, but he doesn't find him. So now Sevilla playing it down the left-hand side again. Can they make anything from this? Here's Akor Adams trying to put in the cross. But the deflection from Martin Valgent goes out. And the corner kick is awarded to Sevilla. So just 20 minutes left to go before the end of the second half. The corner's cleared by Martin Valgent. Real Mallorca lead 2-1. At this point, anything could happen. Here's Sevilla trying to put in the cross. Cleared by Mojica. David Lopez. Maffeo properly clearing that ball. And a throw-in now for Sevilla. Now here's Maupai playing it back into Quique Salas. Quique Salas playing it down to Suazo, who loses it in a dangerous position. Giambirgili takes the ball from him. Here's Muriqi. Muriqi into Samu Costa. Samu Costa slows down the play. And a good steal there from Giambirgili. And Real Mallorca, they could have braked forward. Alexis Sanchez just claiming that Giambirgili committed the foul when he took the ball from him. Now the header from Vedat Muriqi is brilliant. Here's Pablo Maffeo. He tries putting in the cross, it's blocked, and in the end it's going to be a corner. The deflection goes out of play. So a corner kick for Real Mallorca.
Rojo y negro. La pide ya Mojica. Estamos en el 71.
Quique Salas didn't think
Yuke que pide
otherwise.
que se activen un poco.
Taking a look at the second goal again. Just does so well, Jan Virgili.
Tiene el balón dentro.
Skip past his opponents.
Con el pecho la toca Cor. Pierde otra vez.
So now, Real Mallorca to take the corner. Putting it into that second post. Looking for Muriqi, who they just can't find. Sevilla clear it. Antonio Sanchez gets the ball back for Real Mallorca.
Así que teniendo a Sevilla lejos, mejor de nuestra portería.
It ends up, not sure if the referees awarded a throw-in or a goal kick in the end.
Jan Virgili con el balón pegadito a los pies.
And in the end, it's a throw-in for Real Mallorca, just on that left-hand side.
El 5 pisando el balón, removiendo
Mojica trying to put it into that penalty area box.
casi desde la línea de fondo. La Red que la pone en el punto de penal.
Doesn't work out for them, Real Mallorca.
Desde la
But in the end, another throw-in.
Yuke y será saque de onda para el Mallorca. Saque de
And with 18 minutes left to go here now,
para intentar hincarle
I don't think Real Mallorca will be in any rush to take it forward.
73 ya de partido. Mojica que la pone
Muriqi with a lovely flick into Samu Costa. Samu Costa decides to switch out to Jan Virgili.
para Samu. Hay peligro, Samu dentro del área.
What can he make from this?
Atrás el balón.
He ends up playing it back to Maffeo. Maffeo into Omar Mascarey. Back to Maffeo. Maffeo, lovely ball into Sergi Darder. He plays it back. Falls to Samu Costa, who tries passing into Mojica. It's very good offensive play so far from Real Mallorca. And look at this pass here from Vedat Muriqi. It's brilliant. And he's just in such good form, this man, this season. Getting the ball back is Antonio Sanchez. Good ball from Mojica and to find Samu Costa. Now here's Samu Costa with a chance. He tries playing it short into Muriqi, who gets the shot off. And it goes into the back of the net. And it's 3-1 for Real Mallorca. Of course, it will be checked to see if Samu Costa's offside. But until then, it's a brilliant goal for Vedat Muriqi, his second one of the matchup. And Real Mallorca lead 3-1 here at the San Mas Stadium. And the play from Samu Costa is absolutely brilliant. The run he makes and then the cross. Just to find Vedat Muriqi, who gets the shot off, and you know he won't miss the shot when it comes to taking it in that penalty area box. And of course, if the goal does stand, it will be 16 goals for him this season. Let's take a look at the replay here. And he's clearly onside, Samu Costa. The pass back into Vedat Muriqi. The shot is just brilliant, and the pass is even better. What a performance. And wait a minute. It's actually a deflection off of Sergi Darder's back. It looks like the goalkeeper saves it, but it actually hits Sergi Darder and it goes into the back of the net. I'm not sure if the goal will be given to Sergi Darder or to Vedat Muriqi. Either way, the goal stands. And Real Mallorca lead 3-1 at the San Mas Stadium, and that's all that matters. And in the end, the goal is awarded to Sergi Darder. And the shot, it was going in. I'm not sure if the keeper was going to save it or not. You can't quite see on the replay. We'd need to take another look, but all that matters is that it went in. And now Real Mallorca lead 3-1 here at the San Mas Stadium up against the Sevilla side. And what a match it's been. And with 15 minutes left to go here now, Real Mallorca are just one step closer to securing those 3 points. And this is a match that this Real Mallorca side desperately needed to win. And what tackle that is there from Samu Costa. In the end, it's a free kick. The referee awards the foul.
Con la espalda de Mago de Anta. Pues no lo sé.
14 minutes left to go here now. Can Sevilla potentially make anything from this? And that's the first goal for Sergi Darder this season. And it's been a brilliant match for Samu Costa. 1 goal. I was about to say 1 goal, 1 assist, but of course the assist was awarded to Vedat Muriqi, I believe, in the end, as he did take the shot off, and it hit Sergi Darder, and that was the goal. So, but either way, what a match for Samu Costa and what a match for Vedat Muriqi. So now Sergi Darder clearing it there, and it falls to Suazo. He tries putting in the cross, and it falls for Alexis Sanchez, who plays into Adams, who takes the shot off. In the end, it was offside, so it wouldn't have counted either way. And here's a look at the goal again. The pass from Samu Costa and the run is brilliant. The shot from Muriqi. I'm not sure if the keeper's... I don't think the keeper is saving that. Luckily it hits Sergi Darder, and luckily it goes into the back of the net, because if it didn't go in, if he blocked the shot, then it would have been a whole different story. So he's very, very lucky there, Sergi Darder, that he didn't stop the goal. Instead, he gets a goal. Now here come Sevilla down this right hand side. Ejuke tries playing it forward, but it's a good interception from Johan Mojica. And now Sevilla are going to be making 2 substitutions. Maupai is going to be coming off. And I can't quite see who's replacing him. Replacing him is going to be Isaac Romero. And also coming off is going to be Cardoso, and replacing him is going to be So. So those are the 2 substitutions made for Sevilla. And you can see how fast they're going, just trying to get a goal back as quick as possible to then try and get another, but down by 2 goals. Every minute that goes by is a step closer for Real Mallorca. And it's been a brilliant performance from this Real Mallorca team out there today. Trying to put in the cross, but in the end, it goes into the hands of Leo Roman. So Leo Roman takes the goal kick. And here comes Sevilla now. It's Alexis Sanchez. He plays it back. Alexis Sanchez in possession. Here's Alexis Sanchez again down this left hand side. He plays it into Mendy, but Sergi Darder cuts out the pass. And Pablo Maffeo. Here comes Pablo Maffeo down this right hand side. And in the end, good defending by Alexis Sanchez. And now just 10 minutes left to go here now. And Sevilla could still bring this back. But again, every minute that goes by is just a step closer for Real Mallorca, and the 3 points out there today would mean a lot for Real Mallorca. And when I say it would mean a lot, it would take them out of that relegation zone. It put them at 15th place with 24 points. And they would be drawn with Sevilla, who were also on 24 points. Sevilla would stay at 14th place, and Real Mallorca would go up to 15th place. So again, it's really important 3 points out there today. Here's Mendy. Sevilla trying to make something from this. Here's Agome. Agome into Ejuke. Ejuke into Mendy. And Sevilla looking for a way through. And Gianbrigili almost gets it back, but Sevilla keep it. Here's Alexis Sanchez. Good ball from him into... And luckily for Real Mallorca, ends up being a goal kick. It was a good ball from Alexis Sanchez into Isaac Romero. He gets a touch on it, but David Lopez, he just does enough to put him off. And now there's going to be 2 substitutions made for Real Mallorca. Coming on is going to be Manu Morlanes. And also coming on is going to be Mateo Joseph. And I could be wrong here, but I think Manu Morlanes isn't wearing any shin pads. So Gianbrigili coming off, and replacing him is going to be Mateo Joseph, the youngster who produced an assist out there today. 6 assists for him this season. He's proved to be a brilliant player for Real Mallorca. Also coming off, for Real Mallorca was Sergi Derder, and replacing him was Manu Morlanes. So those were the 2 substitutions made for Real Mallorca. And now with 6 minutes left to go here now, I don't think that Sevilla will come back into this one. Omar Mascaré tries playing the long ball into Mateo Joseph. There's just too much on that. So now here's Sevilla. Playing into Agome. Mendy playing the long ball into Ejuke. They end up defending it well. Real Mallorca, the throw-in is to Sevilla. Here's Mendy. Mendy into Agome. Playing it down wide into Quique Salas. Here's Agome. Agome with a lovely ball into Akor Adams. But his touch is just too heavy in the end. So it's going to be a goal kick for Real Mallorca. You can see Jan Salas heading onto the bench, but he just doesn't look too happy. I'm not quite sure why. So now here's Sevilla in possession with 5 minutes left to go. They're going to try and make the most of it. Here's Alexis Sanchez playing it down the left-hand side. And it's been a really brilliant performance from Real Mallorca out there today. Defensively, they have been very solid. I think everyone out there today has done their part. It's been a really good team performance overall. But especially the big props for me to Samu Costa and Vedat Muriqi. Virgili also did very well, but I think Samu Costa and Vedat Muriqi were my man of the matches out there today. And I think the Sevilla side was just missing a lot. They weren't particularly dangerous. They didn't particularly play too bad. I just think Real Mallorca were the better side overall. Good tackle there from Antonio Sanchez into Ejuke. So now it's going to be a corner for Sevilla. Putting into that second post, it's cleared. Taking the shot off. It ends up being cleared by Real Mallorca. Here's Carmona. Trying to put in the cross. It's Vedat Muriqi. He's going to play up forward looking for Mateo Joseph, who in the end just gets outpaced by Isaac Romero. And clearing it is Omar Mascarey. And not long left to go now, and it's safe to say, I think now, that Real Mallorca will be keeping the 3 points at home with a brilliant performance here at the Son Mas Stadium. 1 goal for Vedat Muriqi, 1 for Sergi Darder, and the other for Samu Costa. Of course, Vedat Muriqi with 1 goal, 1 assist. And by the looks of it, Real Mallorca could be making another substitution. And a bit late on, I think, to make a substitution. We're already in the 88th minute. A bit harsh on bringing on players on the 88th and 89th minute just to play a minute. Unless there's going to be 10 minutes of extra time, of course, which I don't think there will be in this one. So now Pablo Maffeo gets taken down here. Putting in the cross. Johan Mojica clearing it. Here's Mendy. He attempts the shot. It's blocked. And now Real Mallorca can break on the counter-attack. They end up kicking up forward just to clear the ball. Here's Mendy. Mendy into Ejuke. Good ball. Taking it forward. Almost commits the foul. Could have been a potential penalty, but in the end, the referee didn't award it. Take a look at the replay. No, just not enough on that. Carmona just falls down a bit too easy. The foul is committed there on Samu Costa, and look how he celebrates it. You can see what it means to him. And again, he's just had a brilliant match out there today, the Portuguese center defensive mid. He's been absolutely brilliant. And Isaac Romero ends up picking up the yellow card for that tackle. So now 2 more substitutions for Real Mallorca in the 90th minute. There is going to be 6 minutes added on in the end. And coming on for Real Mallorca is going to be Pablo Torre and Abdon Prats. Still yet to see who's going to come off. Also picking up a booking was Agome there. Also picked up a yellow card. So Vedat Muriqi and Johan Mojica both coming off for Real Mallorca.
Sería increíble, por la lucha para el Pichichi. Pero bueno, ahí está Muriqi, va segundo. Ahora miraremos cómo está el Pichichi, pero antes se ha marchado Muriqui, se ha marchado Samu Costa, ha entrado Abdón y Pablo Torre. Otro partidazo también de Samu Costa, que vuelve a marcar.
And in the end, it's not Johan Mojica, it's Samu Costa that comes off. So Samu Costa and Vedat Muriqi both coming off. And replacing them is Pablo Torre and Abdon Prats. And Pablo Torre, I mean, I just can't quite understand it. He was a player that, at the beginning of the season, was in the starting lineup. A player signed from the Barcelona Academy. You know, a big signing for Real Mallorca. A big player, and he was performing very well. And now, this season, coming on in the 90th minute, we barely see him get any minutes. And you've just got to feel bad for him. I can imagine he's unhappy at the club, and as he has been saying, he's unhappy with the amount of minutes he's getting. So now here's Pablo Torre trying to play it forward. It's going to be a throw-in in the end. Safe to say that I think the man of the match will be going to Vedat Muriqi. 1 goal, 1 assist out there tonight. Should have been 2 goals and no assists, realistically. That's 15 goals for him this season. He scored a hat-trick last time out to Son Moss Stadium, and out here today, he's got a goal and assist. He's just an absolutely brilliant striker. It's been his best season by far. Safe to say the man is in his prime, and the Pirate is doing everything he can to help this Real Mallorca team, despite the performances they've been having, despite the way it's been going for Real Mallorca. He's still got 15 goals. He's still the 2nd maximum goal scorer in the LaLiga, even though Real Mallorca are sitting in relegation. They're not anymore after the 3 points out here today. They takes them up to 15th place, so out of that relegation zone. So 3 very important points. But even so, the way that Real Mallorca have been going and the way Vedat Muriqi has been performing, it's just been very, very inspirational. It's been absolutely brilliant. So now Leo Roman taking the goal kick. Goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in in the end. So now Sevilla in possession. Real Mallorca heading it forward. David Lopez. Mano Morlanes, and in the end Mateo Joseph brings it down. So now here's Sevilla. It's Ejuke taking it down this right-hand side. There's just 1 minute left to go here now before the full-time whistle. And safe to say, the 3 points will be staying here at home at the Son Moss Stadium. And a brilliant team performance out there today. So now here comes Sevilla. Ends up getting cleared. Here's Abdon Prats who brings it down. He plays into Mateo Joseph, he keeps it in play. Here's Mateo Joseph looking for options. He ends up taking himself. He plays into Pablo Torre. Here's Pablo Torre. A chance for Pablo Torre. And he puts it into the back of the net. And a goal for Pablo Torre. And a brilliant assist from Mateo Joseph. The two substitutes. And Pablo Torre, who came on in the 90th minute, has scored in the 95th. And a brilliant assist as well from Mateo Joseph. And that's why substitutions are important. Even though he comes on the 90th. You can clearly see Mateo Joseph. He keeps it in play. It doesn't go out. Cuts in. Gives a brilliant pass. Pablo Torre does well to cut in. He gets the shot off. And he puts it into the back of the net. He does very well. It's the way he cuts in there. He puts it through the player's legs. Takes the shot off. It's a brilliant goal. And a brilliant build-up play from the two substitutions. And you can see his celebration kicks the corner flag. Obviously in rage. Obviously demanding more minutes in this squad. And 4-1. So 4 goals for Real Mallorca, 1 for Sevilla. And that is the full-time whistle. What a match here at the San Mar Stadium we've had out there today. What a performance. Absolutely brilliant. Real Mallorca 4, Sevilla 1. A goal for everybody out there today. 1 goal for Vedat Muriqi and also awarded man of the match. 1 goal for Vedat Muriqi, 1 assist, 1 goal for Sergi Darder, 1 goal for Samu Costa, and 1 goal for Pablo Torre. And on the Sevilla side, it was Maupai who got the equalizer in that first half. And it was Fernandez who gave the assist. A brilliant team performance from Real Mallorca out there today. Absolutely brilliant. And these fans, these players needed that result out there today. They absolutely needed it. It was so important for Real Mallorca to get those 3 points, to put in a good performance. And what a match. To take on Sevilla, an opponent who are doing similar recently as Real Mallorca. They're almost in the same position. They are in the same position on the table now, with Real Mallorca getting the 3 points. Results-wise, they've conceded the exact same amount of goals. Two teams that are really head-to-head. But Real Mallorca have gone out there today and they've put in an absolutely brilliant performance. In Sevilla, they did put in a good match. You know, they had 60% possession, 67% possession. And Real Mallorca had 33% possession. So you can just see there, Sevilla, they were definitely in the match. But I mean, it was just a big difference from Real Mallorca in the first half. We're going to analyze this match. We're going to talk a bit about it. Because for me, you know, in the first half, Real Mallorca started off a lot better. They looked like the better side. They went ahead and they got the goal in that first half. And then I just think around the 25th, 30th minute, I think Sevilla, after Real Mallorca got the goal, slowly started to take possession back. They started to take control. They had the ball very often. 67% possession. It's a high amount of possession for Sevilla to lose 4-1. You know, they had the ball constantly. They were looking good, Sevilla. They were creating chances, but they were slowly building up the play. They were slow to create the chances. They didn't create very dangerous chances, but they had a few. And in the end, they got the equalizer just before the end of the first half. So, you know, first half, it was for Real Mallorca, but Sevilla also brought it back. I'd say first half, you know, it was for both teams. I think it was good performance from both teams. Then going into the second half, you know, the domination, I think, from Real Mallorca in that second half was absolutely brilliant. At the start, you could just see that Real Mallorca were a lot better, eventually, 10 minutes in the first half, they took the lead. Samu Costa, a brilliant goal and a brilliant assist from Muriqi. And then from then onwards, Real Mallorca, I just think, completely dominated that second half. They looked like the better side. Sergi Derder, well, Vedat Muriqi took the shot off, it deflects off of Sergi Derder. It makes the 3-1. Again, a brilliant pass from Samu Costa. And then Sevilla started to get possession. They had quite a lot of possession around the end of the match. But Real Mallorca were already winning 3-1. And then, yeah, the substitutions came in. Mateo Joseph performs a brilliant assist into Pablo Torre. And I'm really, really happy for Pablo Torre to get that goal. Also really happy for Mateo Joseph to get that assist. Mateo Joseph, he has had a lot of chances. He has started a lot of matches. He has played well this season. But recently, we've not seen a lot from him. And I'm really happy for him to get that assist. And also for Pablo Torre, I think it's really unfair the way he's been treated at this club at the minute. At the start of the season, he was a starting player. Coming from a Barcelona academy, he was a high expected player. They paid a lot for him. And it was all going well. He was playing good. But then, he went from starting to coming on in the 89th, the 90th minute. And I just think it's unfair because I think he's a really good player. I think he deserves to play more minutes. And I'm really happy for him to get the goal out there today. And yeah, I think the whole team put in a good performance out there today. Takuma Asano was surprised with him starting. For me, it's been a lot of problems for him this season. I think his confidence has just not been there. I think when he gets chances, he just can't make the most of them. He's not confident in front of goal. He doesn't link up very well, I think, with the rest of his team. But I think out there today, we saw progress. I think he performed a lot better than he usually does. He still needs to put more in, but I think it was a big improvement for Takuma Asano out there today. And again, for me, the two players that really made the difference out there today were Samu Costa and Vedat Muriqi. Vedat Muriqi, as always, this season, every match, the goals, they just depend on him. The goals, they come from him, whether it's a penalty, whether it's a header, whether it's a pass in the box, he's just going to put it in. That's 15 goals for him this season, despite Real Mallorca playing the way they have been, despite the performances they've been putting in. Vedat Muriqi still managed to get 15 goals this season already. There's no words, no need to talk about it anymore. He's just absolutely brilliant. And Samu Costa out there today, last season, he performed brilliantly. This season, every match, just defending, attacking. He's absolutely brilliant. For a center defensive mid, offensively, he's all over the place, and defensively too. We saw last season there was rumors of him making a move to a big club. There was likes of Atletico de Madrid keeping an eye on him and other big names, but he stayed at Real Mallorca. And even this season, he's proving to be brilliant again. And I wouldn't be surprised if anytime soon he makes a move to a big club, because he just has the quality to do so. He's so important in that Real Mallorca squad. Last season, he was the player that ran the most kilometers in the whole of the LaLiga division. That's just another impressive stat. And yeah, just overall, for me, a complete centre defensive mid. He has it all. I think he's brilliant. The defenders, they did their part out there today. It was solid, Sevilla, again, they had chances. They really did have chances, but I just think the defense was just on top for Real Mallorca out there today. I think the attack, they played well, but I just think Real Mallorca defended better. I don't think there's any more to it. They had 15 shots with 5 on target. I think they need to be getting a bit more shots on target. Having 15 shots and only managing to get 5 on target, I think it should be a bit better from them, but I think the defense did their job. I don't think Sevilla played bad. I just think Real Mallorca were a lot better. And I think that's why they got the result. So yeah, really good team performance out there today. Muriqi, as always, we saw how Real Mallorca got the penalty, the first goal. His dribbling ability is just spectacular. I think when it comes to dribbling, he's one of the best there is in La Liga. I think he's quick, he's agile, he's a really small little character. He can move around like that, and he does well to get the first penalty. He also produces the assist for Samu Costa, which they didn't actually give him the assist because I think it might have been a bit of a deflection off of Mendy, but you know, either way, in that assist, he dribbles past one player, then he dribbles past two. He's just really, really solid. So overall, big team performance. You know, one thing I do have to say, Sergio Darder, he's been awarded a goal because the shot from Vedat Muriqi bounced off of him, but if it wasn't for that goal, I think he played alright. He put in a few good passes, he was good dribbling, but I think last season he was a lot more of a lively player. I think this season he's a lot more quieter. He does play alright, does his part, but I think he could be doing more for the team. So overall, good team performance from everyone. Again, at Sevilla, I don't think they played bad. I just think they didn't put in enough. I just think Real Mallorca were a lot more intense. I think they wanted it more, and that's why they won. You know, you can see they had 67% possession, Sevilla. So they definitely didn't play bad. They held the ball very, very well, and they had chances. But again, fair play to Sevilla. Good match from them, but Real Mallorca, they were just better, and that's why they won. I don't think there's much more to it. And we can see Samu Costa there getting the interview again. For me, a player who's just absolutely brilliant out there today. And I think the bench from both of these sides did their part. You know, I mean, Pablo Torre coming on in the 90th, getting a goal. Mateo Joseph, he came on in the 83rd and he got the assist. I think the bench was brilliant for Real Mallorca. And then the bench for Sevilla, they also brought on a lot. Alexis Sanchez and Ejuke were proving to create quite a lot of problems for Real Mallorca when they came on, especially Ejuke on that right wing. He played very, very well. Again, Real Mallorca were just the better side, and I think that's why Sevilla just couldn't really do much damage. Now, what does the 3 points mean for both of these teams? That puts Real Mallorca from 18th place all the way up to 14th place, so they go 4 positions above they originally were, overtaking Sevilla, who were in 14th place, and Sevilla go down to 15th place. They're both on 24 points, so those 3 points for Real Mallorca were really, really important, especially with how it's been going. The controversy from Jacobo Arrasate, if he's making the right moves, should he be the right man for Real Mallorca? You know, there was a lot of questions for him. I think the 3 points out there today, I think if Real Mallorca didn't get them, we could have been seeing a lot of decisions made within the next few weeks. So again, the 3 points were super important. They helped Real Mallorca crawl out of that relegation zone and take a few points away from it. It put Sevilla just below them. So 3 points were also very important for Sevilla. It would have put them all the way up to 10th or 9th place if Sevilla would have won that. So a big loss also for Sevilla. And again, there were 2 teams, both of them, that really, really needed those 3 points. Real Mallorca just played better, so they managed to get them. Now, next week out, of course, Real Mallorca are facing the leaders of the La Liga division. They are facing Barcelona. So that's why those 3 points are even more important. You know, they're playing away from home at the Camp Nou. You could say that they don't expect a result. I don't think they will be getting a result. So the 3 points out there today in a match where they needed to win against a soft opponent, a softer opponent, it just needed to be. They went out there and they did it. So, very, very positive matchup out there today. A very positive week for Real Mallorca, especially for how it's been going. You know, they took the loss against Atletico de Madrid 3-0. It was a bad team performance. But the week before that, they did beat Atletico Bilbao with a hat-trick from Vedat Muriqi here at the San Martin Stadium. And now, 2 weeks later, we've got another big result, also at the San Martin Stadium, up against Sevilla. So again, it has been a positive few weeks result-wise. A lot of positives and lots of negatives, but the important thing is they've won back-to-back matches at the San Martin Stadium with 2 brilliant performances. So overall, very, very good performances recently from Real Mallorca. Now, that is going to be the end for me from this live stream here. I think we've gone over about everything we've have to gone over. You know, it's an important result. It's an important 3 points. It's going to be a big plus for Jacob Arrasate. But there's no doubt that there's still going to be questions made for him. And, you know, the win is good. The 3 points is good out there today. But the good performances, the results need to keep on coming. You know, it can't just be this. And next week is against Barcelona. You can't expect much from Real America. But when they have these type of matches, the matches they need to win, the results need to keep on coming. I've been your host for today. My name is Daniel Armstrong. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's matchup. A very positive one, a really good performance, and to say the least, some very, very important 3 points out there today. Make sure, if you are new to the YouTube Play Red channel, you subscribe to tune in for pre-match, post-match, and live match commentary week in, week out. We do all the Real America matches, whether it's LaLiga, whether it's Copa del Rey, we do it all. I've been your host for today on the English YouTube Play Red channel. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow us on our social media pages, and we'll see you next week at the Camp Nou Stadium up against the league leaders. Have a good night, everybody.
Com anem en aquest partit? Anem amb ganes? Podem fer qualque coseta o...?
Ganas no, però ja que és el Barça. Si no nos meten 3 o 4 ja anirà bé, no?
Sí, la veritat que...
Aquest partit és com si no... hem de jugar i ja ho veureu, que sigui el que sigui.
I tu com vas amb ganes de jugar contra el Barça?
Bé, espero que ganem.
Sí. Bueno, ja ho veurem. Serà un rival molt complicat com va ser la setmana passada contra l'Atlètic de Madrid, però bé, mos quedem amb els partidars que han fet avui, aquest 4-1, i res, que moltíssimes gràcies. Jo, Llorenç, no sé si trobaré més gent per aquí, perquè no sé si... Ja sentim molt aviat. Sí, és que a part de que fa un poquet de fred i això també fa partir aviat, però bé, intentaré quedar-me un poquet per aquí, però veurem si trobo més gent.
Perfecte, Lluc, gràcies. Gràcies a aquests aficionats. Tenim protagonistas. Vamos a escuchar a otro protagonista en los micrófonos del Player del Live.
Estamos con otro protagonista, con David López. Bueno, David, lo primero de todo, enhorabuena por el partido y la victoria, porque vaya manera, ¿no?, de conseguir los 3 puntos. Seguramente tras una semana que ha sido larga, que imagino que no habrá sido fácil, ganar de esta manera, con esta conexión con la afición, por este resultado, por este rival, sabe todavía todo mucho mejor, ¿no?
Sí, la verdad que para mi forma de verlo ha sido una noche mágica hoy en Somos. La afición nos ha dado un plus que le hemos notado mucho. Entonces ganar 4-1 en casa pues es una maravilla. Sabemos que está muy apretada la clasificación, que con una victoria pasamos muchos rivales por encima, entonces a seguir en esta línea.
Se ha visto un equipo desde el primer momento muy valiente, muy metido, muy intenso. Eso imagino que era el plan desde el principio, ¿no, David?
Sí, queríamos igualarlos a ellos, intentar tener la máxima intensidad posible. Yo creo que así ha sido, se ha visto reflejado tanto en el juego como en el resultado.
David, ¿y tú cómo te has encontrado? Porque llevas 2 titularidades consecutivas en el Metropolitano, a pesar de la derrota y esa mala fortuna del gol, hiciste muy buen partido, hoy también, pero bueno, de las palabras de David López, ¿cómo te encuentras?
Bueno, yo intento aprovechar todas las oportunidades que me da el míster, intento siempre estar a la altura del equipo, entonces lo que sea jugar para mí pues es una oportunidad y más con este escudo, que para mí es una absolutamente maravilla.
David, muchas gracias.
Vosotros.
Paraules de David López, ràpidament, i després comentant les paraules d'en Jovan de Lluc. Ja crec que té les darreres persones que hi ha parets envoltant de Som Moix.
Sí, de les darreres, i a més he trobat un grup enorme, com pots veure per aquí. Amem, com ha estat aquest partidasso? Vos esperàveu aquest resultat?
Jo l'esperava, sincerament. Ha estat un partit emocionant i victòria merescuda.
Heu vist que ha començat el Mallorca molt fort, lluitant... Per això vos esperàveu aquest resultat? Jo, la veritat, he de dir, sí, jo l'he vist molt bé, ha començat molt bé, però jo no m'esperava un 4-1.
Nosaltres tampoc ens esperàvem al principi, però hem confiat en l'equip perquè avui era un partit per pegar un cop damunt la taula i l'equip ha donat l'actitud i han demostrat que saben jugar quan volem. La veritat, estem molt contents amb el resultat.
I, per exemple, per vosaltres l'MVP ha estat en Muriqi, però qui penseu també que ha fet un partidasso i que se mereixia potser també una part d'aquest MVP?
En Samu Costa i en Jan Virgili, els tres millors del partit en diferència.
Bé, compte un moment, per aquí. És que veus tanta gent que tinc, Llorenç, és que això és brutal. Menys si tinc més preguntes en el cap. Res, compta'm un poc més. Com has viscut el segon gol?
No, principalment la defensa avui ha actuat molt bé, la defensa, i després això en Jan Virgili creant ocasions de gol molt bé. Després quan ja l'han posat a la banda dreta ja s'ha notat un poc, però impressionant. Tot l'equip, menys si seguim així i anem cap endavant.
A veure, no m'has comentat el segon gol, però a veure, la defensa molt important també en el joc, perquè, home, és que sense la defensa mos haguessin ficat més gols, no? Aquí tenim un poc de gent que va un poc gateta, i per ser dilluns, i és un poc complicat. Qui me vol xerrar? Perquè després se m'estan amagant per aquí. Vinga, escolteu-me, que ara els sevillistes no saben perdre i pues, mos han d'armar l'espectacle. Res. Vull que me diu, com a nens petits, 1, 2, 3, força Mallorca, vale? Perquè li hem de donar moltes forces per al partit del Barça. Vinga, com a nens petits. 1, 2 i 3.
Força Mallorca! Vamos! A Mallorca!
Moltes gràcies, al·lots. Bé, Llorenç, ja per aquí no queda quasi ningú, així que ja partirem cap a casa, els replegarem i que tingueu un molt bon final de directe.
Perfecte, Lluc, moltes gràcies per la teva feina i un 10 avui, gràcies, Lluc. Pues ahí está, Lluc ya con los últimos aficionados, ese grupo de chavales que al final, pues mira, han apurado hasta el final, Jovan. David López, el último hombre que no hemos escuchado sus palabras, un jugador que en 2 partidos de titular ha hecho 2 partidazos, todo y que ante el Atlético de Madrid termina, pues pierdes el partido, se encaja el autogol, pero bueno, son cosas también.
Pero hizo buen partido.
Hizo un buen partido, yo creo que eso no mancha el partidazo que hizo David López. ¿Qué te parece la evolución de este jugador que a poca medida que va teniendo minutos lo vemos con más confianza en el campo?
Bueno, lo veo como un jugador humilde esperando sus oportunidades. No es fácil pasar digamos, de filial y estando en un par de equipos de segunda división y luego buscarte la oportunidad en primera división, porque hay mucha diferencia entre segunda y primera, pero Mister, él estaba esperando su oportunidad. Raillo es un jugador que, bueno, le queda 1 o 2 años y si sigue así, yo creo que es un recambio muy bueno.
¿Lo ves como central de futuro a David López?
Viéndole el otro día, él va a mejorar partido tras partido, va a tener la experiencia, los errores que normalmente hace jugando va a mejorar y yo lo veo con el futuro. Yo creo que lo veo muchos años aquí con nosotros en Mallorca, nos puede dar mucho.
Ojalá.
Entonces
eso...
tú sabes que es difícil traer jugadores, porque jugadores hoy por hoy valen muchísimo dinero y es bueno que tengas jugadores que pueden subir de filial tus jugadores. Entonces hay menos gastos. Me alegro mucho por él porque se ve que es un buen chico, humilde, trabajador y está esperando su momento y la verdad que lo aprovechó en los 2